Hello there. Well, this morning I'm doing a little bit of fishing on a river that's very close by. It's only 10 minutes from home, but as you can see behind me, there's a lot of undergrowth. There's a lot of Himalayan balsam, which is a very invasive plant, and I've also brought my slasher. I cut some of the path through at the moment, and that path I used a bush cutter for that, but it was very hot and very exhausting. I had 2 goes at it. I've got about a quarter of a mile up the river, but I'm bringing this with me because it's lighter and I'd like to go a little bit further. Now today I'm going to do a little bit of fishing, but this one I'm float fishing, and I've got a few maggots. Now this is a fly rod. It's only sort of a 8-9 foot fly rod, but I've got a close face reel on it, and for this little river it's quite a nice little tool for fishing. We'll see how we get on, but I've got to do a little bit more undergrowth slashing so I can get through to where I want to fish from. Okay, let's see how we get on. Now this is about as far as I got with the bush cutter, so you can see what I've got to tackle. I'm going to go a little way anyway, see how it goes. Now the petrol bush cutter would have made fairly light work of this, but I wouldn't be able to carry the fishing rod and everything, so this is a halfway house really, using the slasher. The brambles and the bracken make it even harder. The Himalayan balsam's very easy to cut. There's the flower. It is quite a nice flower. Now I've cut this little path here with the slasher, but I think I'll have to give it up for the day and do a little bit of fishing going back. But you can see how thick it is. I've got to this point here, and the problem with Himalayan balsam, terrifically invasive. The problem is it shadows out other bankside vegetation, but it's not very deep rooted, so when the rains come and the floods come, it gets washed out, so it does actually cause erosion of banks. I think the only things that like it really are the bees. It has got rather a pretty flower, but if left to its own devices it would choke up rivers. It loves to grow by the rivers, and it really will have to be removed. It's a policy to remove it, but this is some quite high. It's got to be nearly 12 feet high, some of those plants. They're easy to cut, but they certainly of making the riverbank. There's a lovely pool just beyond here, but I don't have enough energy to go through this bit and do another 20 yards or so to the pool. Might do that next time. Now I started off by float fishing, but a little bit later on I moved to a very light ledger, which seemed to be actually more successful. There we are, that's a gudgeon. Pretty little fish. All I've got is a very tiny ledger and some little rubber stoppers. and this is a 10 hook with a couple of maggots on. Now I caught a dace, and I caught 5 little perch, and one of them I lost. The hook, it broke at the hook, but it certainly I would have needed a landing net for that one. Well, I'm pleased with what I've done. I've done some good work on the river bank, and I caught a few little fish as well. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this little video. If you did, please click a like, maybe subscribe, so you can see another video at another time. Goodbye for now.